Hey guys, Matt from Soundrolling.com, and I'm gonna kind of take you through a little kind of project I finished recently. It was a 60-hour challenge, so it's like make, shoot, edit, submit the film within 60 hours. This came third actually, which is really cool. And I just wanted to kind of show you my session. Now, obviously, with a normal session, you'd hopefully have more time. Then I think I spent about 6 hours on this in terms of when they gave it to me and when I had to kind of submit it, so they had enough time to do their thing. This is just a bit of background. So you're given a line of dialogue and an action, so it's not really relevant to what we're doing. But just wanted to kind of show you the session and kind of a before and after type thing, just in terms of those layers, and it might help you with your short films, short projects. So hopefully some of these insights will be useful. Okay, so firstly we have our video and then our guide track. Now I had to re-import the video that I actually exported and re-line it up. That's why there's another guide track there. But usually you just get one guide track. So let's have just like a little listen to that. So it's obviously got a bit of music and it's everything that they've roughly mixed together in terms of what they've done in terms of the video.
Hey, excuse me, wait.
But we won't play them all at the same time.
Hey, excuse me, wait.
So you notice that the shot changes are kind of very obvious in terms of the sound.
Nothing. Just seen you put some flowers down.
There we have a bit of boom.
They fell in the
handling
road.
there.
I was just putting them back.
Okay.
Slight changes in background noise here.
He was only 9.
Big change there.
Who was?
Now we've got boom and radio on both of these guys, which is really handy. And this is kind of a two-hander all the way, which makes it kind of very simple for editing. But obviously shot over the course of a day, they have kind of different different background noise throughout the day. And then we have some flashback sequences and stuff. So at the moment I'm just playing everything with some effects. I mean, you've got the boom, we've got what's a lav, and then effects, even though part of this is kind of fill, part of it is Foley. Again, because it's quite a rush session, I just kind of roughly needed to know what was going on. And then I had some stereo Atmos as well, that I just kind of, I already had from kind of another project ages ago. And then we have music, just to keep everything kind of nice, neat, and separate. So, in terms of mixing, in terms of having boom and radio,
Excuse me.
basically one is going to always play a more prominent role than the other. You're never going to have them both playing equally. One, usually because they'll be kind of out of phase, or you'll have to kind of do like weird correction in terms of, not so much for this shot, but if it was a wider shot, the boom would naturally be a bit further away. The radio mic is obviously very close. You can't see it, but it would be somewhere around there, hidden under the shirt. Possibly that could be it there, but the neckline, that's a really useful place.
Hey, excuse me.
So if I pump this up, we get...
Hey, excuse me.
So we're getting more of those birds, for instance. So that's why that isn't very good. So we want to kind of try and just focus on the dialogue.
Hey, excuse me. Wait. What are you
So what I've done here is I've also added some of the footsteps from earlier on. I just added onto the end just to keep the Foley a bit smoother. You can see them here. So this is just already recorded. But obviously in Pro Tools I need to do this thing. Solo save, as it is called, which means I'm actually able to solo tracks and listen to them. So you can see the birds are actually still in the feet track as well, which is not ideal, I'll admit. And then we have some Atmos to keep things smooth. So, for instance, if I'm just playing both sources, sometimes I've just used one as well, just because the other one will be louder.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Just seen you put some flowers down.
No, they fell in the road. I was just putting them back.
So you can see here we've got a bit of a change.
No, they fell in the road.
So I've added this. And so when you play it all together,
Nothing.
Just seen you put some flowers down.
No, they fell in the road. I was just putting them back.
so there is a bit of a swell there, but you can see the general idea of just trying to have, we've got to try and match the noisiest track to the quietest track, unfortunately, and
down.
try and find a middle area.
No, they fell in the road. I was just putting them back.
And these long fades just help with transitions as well, because now we've changed background again.
He was only 9.
And so originally between these two,
He was only 9.
we've obviously gone from footsteps to having no footsteps, which is a bit jarring, so I added this. Just more traffic again, and so then we get,
He was only 9.
and now it sounds like he's just walked away and he's kind of off screen, which he is, which is great. You'll see that I've actually de-crackled this and de-noised a lot of this, just because of the traffic.
Who was?
So you can see it's much louder here
Who was?
than here.
Who was?
Quite a big difference actually, which is
My
quite
son.
cool. And then because he's naturally a bit louder there, I've kind of
My son.
kept the background noise of the track here to then make it sound more
Who was?
consistent. So reduced this, but then added some in, and then it matches similar to this shot.
Who was?
My son.
Now you'll see with some of the, trying to find room tone is often quite difficult. So you see, even with this room tone having breaths in it, it kind of works for the shot. It's obviously very subtle and there's more Atmos that goes into this.
No.
And so, for instance, here we had slightly overlapping dialogue.
I'm sorry.
No, I've just.
No, it's fine, thank you.
So you can kind of hear in the background.
No, I've just.
No, it's
So to help us out there, we've kind of separated it out. So it's,
I'm sorry. No, it's fine, thank you.
and so then I found his, and then it just allows me more control, basically.
I'm sorry.
No, I've just.
No, it's fine, thank you.
And then I've used the boom on this character and the lav, because I want a bit of that background noise to kind of match the radio of this. And obviously the boom was even louder, so to reduce noise, I took away the boom. Not so worried about perspective in terms of context because we're so close, so that's fine. And you'll notice that I'm doing room tone all the way through. This is because dialogue is played out mono, so it feels like it's right in the center of the screen. So when you use stereo effects, they do feel like they're filling out the sides a little bit, and that gives you a bit more depth. But you need to have consistency kind of in the middle, because that's where the main focus of everyone is going to be, because often the characters are talking in the middle of the screen.
People forget. I don't care.
So in terms of getting rid of things like this,
People forget. I don't care.
we're able to just kind of steal a bit of room tone from somewhere else. Notice within the same take, which is ideal.
People forget.
And notice there's a bit of
Forget.
there's still the nose kind of,
People forget.
which is kind of shorter, but again, it kind
People
of helps.
forget. They don't care.
It kind of helps performance a little bit because it's kind of like he's choking up. So that's kind of another interesting aspect of the sound. And then as we go into flashback and kind of sound design, I mean, I guess I'll kind of talk about the layers that are going on there, but...
Slow down sign.
Oh, I'm playing guide track as well.
Yeah, I am. I'm hurrying. Listen, I can't. Not best, but I ain't gonna be there.
I wasn't even playing the whole thing. But this was really cool, actually. I really enjoyed how this kind of came together in terms of just kind of being quite impactful.
Yeah, I am. I'm hurrying. Listen, I can't. Not best, but I ain't gonna be there.
So it's actually really impactful, just kind of building up. And I purposely tried to keep it mundane just so the payoff could be even bigger. So broken down into different elements, it's...
Not best, but I ain't gonna be there.
So actually, there wasn't this dialogue before.
I can't.
And this is kind of unfortunate because we kind of needed to kind of keep it to a sharper payoff. Just let me plug in my computer before the battery runs out, which is never a good thing. Okay, so yeah, sound design elements apart. Let's kind of go back and we can also look at what we've added for atmosphere. So we've added kind of two. One is this kind of nice, leafy, it's not too noisy, but again just fills it out. And a kind of lower version of another Atmos as well. Kind of didn't want to play too much on rustling leaves because it's not windy, but when added together,
I'm sorry.
No, I've just.
No, it's fine. Thank you. Thank you for putting the flowers back.
so we do get that kind of separation and space from the stereo and the mono at the same time.
What was his name?
And this also helps us kind of
His name was Daniel.
keep the noise floor low, but kind of keep it at the same level, because as long as
People
these
forget.
two are kind of, I guess,
Don't
stronger than this, it
So
kind
long
of,
ago
or at
now.
least equal, then it kind of spreads
5
it
years.
out and kind of diffuses itself in a way.
I put this sign up, the council. That's all he gets. Memory of my little boy.
Now, we're using boom and lav quite a lot of the time, again, just for clarity and kind of keeping things close. If we were just using the boom, in fact, I'll show you just muting the lav, the difference.
That's all he gets. Memory of my little boy. That's all he gets. Memory of my little boy.
So for me, it just gives it a bit more kind of weight in a way, just because the close proximity of the radio mic you wouldn't want to use fully, especially at that kind of level, because you're naturally going to get a bit more noise and it's going to sound a bit more funny in EQ, just because of placements of radio mics, and you already have to do quite a lot of work. And because the shot is nice and close, you could play this all on the boom. But again, I'm trying to keep the background noise down to a minimum in a way, just so, again, with the support of the Atmos tracks, it can kind of blend a bit better. So radio mics are giving me an extra boost in the volume of the voice without having to boost background noise, because obviously radio mics are a lot closer than the boom in terms of pickup. due to proximity effect and everything else like that. So that pretty much
Mark?
covers
We landed.
just kind of a rough intro of the session. Again, you can comment and ask me more questions. I'll post a link in the description and you can watch the whole film. Again, it's just mixed on my computer just with Genelec speakers and stuff, so again, might be a bit ropey depending what you're listening on. But again, done in 6 hours, so I think all in all, I'm pretty chuffed with that. And it came third, and even with kind of a simple story, just in terms of the sound design, I think it was able to add a lot to the film, which was also quite cool. So, I guess all there is left to say is subscribe if you want to see more videos on sound, and of course my infamous sound chats with all sorts of professionals all over the world, doing kind of everything from indie features to big blockbusters in terms of production and post-production sound. And you can always visit soundrolling.com for even more information on that. If you leave a like on this video, it's actually easier to be kind of found in the infinite space of YouTube. And yeah, leave your comments with what you think and any feedback and stuff. And so yeah, even being incredibly sleep deprived, I hope this helps. So until next time, see you later.